Just a quick one as I'm stuck in traffic on my way into work. A routine that has literally changed my life since I started doing it about just before Christmas, about 6 weeks ago, I think, 8 weeks maybe, is a morning ritual, but more specifically, breathing exercises in a morning ritual. So I started listening to an audio book by Mark Divine, ex-Navy SEAL, that runs sort of training camps where everyday people can go, and he's got a book called The Unbeatable Mind, and he's got loads of exercise in there. And this won't be something that's, you know, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I don't think he's reinventing the wheel. This is just something that I implemented and started doing. And basically what I do is as soon as I drive out, my drive to work is about 10 to 15 minutes depending on traffic in the morning. So obviously I've got, you know, you follow me, I've got twins, and the mornings can be a bit hectic. I tend to get up a little bit earlier. I get a few bits and bats done and out the way before anybody else is up. And then what I'll do is then it's important for me to be around for a bit when the kids first wake up. I think Michelle could do with the help, if I'm being honest, because they're an absolute handful of 3 years old. But more importantly, like, I want to spend that time with them. It's, you know, I take all the kind of, all the negative, there's all the negatives that come with running your own business. And there is a lot of negatives. It's not fucking easy. Sometimes we put a face on them and make it look like it's easy, but it isn't. And for me, one of the positives of it, well, there's many positives, but certainly a positive for me is that you get control of your own time. Okay, so for me, it's important that, you know, I don't have to clock in at 9 o'clock. You know, I'm up till 12 midnight, 1 a.m, 2 a.m. getting shit done sometimes. Okay, when things go wrong, you're constantly thinking about it. So therefore, I view it that you earn the right to, little Dex here, just spotted another dog. So the way I view it is you earn the right to kind of almost have that time, you know, have that flexibility with your time. So anyway, that's my sort of thing. I'll get up and get a few emails and little bits and bats done, and then I'll spend some time with the kids and Michelle getting things sorted. Then I'll drive them to work. But what my point is, it can be a bit of a chaotic time because the kids are screaming, going mad. I'm sometimes got that feeling like, oh shit, I need to set off. And then, like, if it's like this time when the traffic's just completely stood still, then obviously that adds an, you know, another element of stress. So what I do is I get out the end of my road, so that's like a minute. Well, I get past this little roundabout that's near where I live, so that's like about a minute from getting in the car. Okay, I'll have the radio on. I'll just literally compose my thoughts, okay? I'll be thinking a little bit about what I've got to do that day and things like that. Then from when I get to that roundabout till I get to the next roundabout, I turn the radio off, okay? If I'm listening to any audiobooks or anything, like I won't be listening to any audiobooks at that time. Basically, I turn everything off and I just concentrate on my breathing. And all I do is 9 cycles. And this is what Mark Divine says. And basically, the first 3 cycles, you've got to breathe through your nose. Okay, if you've got a big hooter like me, it makes it easier. So you've got to breathe in through your nose. And you breathe in very slowly. And you imagine your stomach is like a balloon. Okay, and you're trying to blow up a balloon. And all the air that's coming in through the nose, you're breathing in fully, is blowing this balloon up, which is your stomach. So you want to feel your stomach puff out, but you want to keep your ribs from moving. So the air comes in, it kind of bypasses your ribs. You don't do that with your chest. It bypasses and it goes into your stomach, fills your stomach up like a balloon, and you breathe it out slowly. And all you're concentrating on is getting that done effectively. So you're not thinking about what I've got to do today. You're not thinking about how I've got to relax or do this or do that or do the other. You're just worrying about that. You do that 3 times. The next 3 breaths, you breathe all the way into the stomach like the balloon, but then you also fill up your ribs as well. And by the way, you breathe into your stomach because you're going through your diaphragm, and not a lot of us use our diaphragm, which I'm going to explain to you in a minute. And then you do that 3 times. And then your last 3 is breathing into the stomach, into the ribs, and then any more that you can get in. So it's really, really taking it in. Okay, and then you try and breathe it out in the order, in the reverse order. So you try and breathe it out from high so you try and breathe it out the last bit first, then the middle bit second, and then the stomach third. Okay, so that's 9 cycles. And the purpose of that is that often when these days we're stressed about traffic, We're stressed about kids, we're stressed about paying bills, we're stressed about our jobs, we're stressed about that many things that we're in what you call fight or flight mode. And when you're in fight or flight mode, we tend to breathe from up here, because when you're in panic mode, that's what your body does. It speeds up your heart rate, you get adrenaline, cortisol, stress hormones come in, and what they do is they have you breathing from very high up here. Now, Mark Divine was saying that you only activate something like 30% of your lung capacity when you're breathing in that mode. And most of us have just completely forgotten how to breathe through the diaphragm. And when you breathe through the diaphragm, it just completely relaxes you. I wouldn't say relaxes, I get a feeling when I do it, like it only probably takes a couple of minutes, but I get a feeling like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. It's a really weird feeling. And that's me coming out of fight or flight mode. You got two elements of your nervous system in opposition to each other. One puts you in fight or flight mode, and the other one takes you out of it. And you can feel yourself coming out of it. It's really, really bizarre. And it's one thing that I really, really struggle with. I've been told many times I need to take up sort of yoga and that sort of stuff. I've never have done it, but I should do. And that's kind of what it's all about, is getting out of that sort of stress response. So three breaths into the stomach, breathe it out. 3 breaths into the stomach, then into the rib area, and you feel your chest puffing up. And when you're breathing that one out, breathe out from your chest first, then your stomach second. And then 3 where you go stomach, chest, and then anything that you can get in on top of that. Just give it a try. I literally noticed the difference the first time I did it. I did this about a year ago as well. It was a slightly different routine. Again, it was on the way into work though I was doing it, and I noticed a huge difference. It just creates that space around you. So what tends to happen with me is I get into work overwhelmed. So I'd be like, fuck, I need to speak to Gavin about this, I need to speak to Sam about this, and he'd be like, I'd be thinking all on the way into work, I'd just be thinking about like everything that I've got to do and every like worrying really, I suppose. And then I'd get there and I'd be a bit like, you know, not knowing what to do first. Whereas now I've created a routine where I do that on the way into work. And then what I'll do is I'll get some content done when I first get into work. And then I'm trying to get my training done then. This isn't working every time, obviously, but this is the kind of plan that, I don't know, over the last couple of weeks and a bit before Christmas as well, I've stuck to it probably 70% of the time, 60%, which is better than fucking nothing at the end of the day. So that's the kind of plan. And then I'm not putting myself then in a position of sort of panic, and I'm coming in and I found I've got that space around me. I'm relaxed, I'm getting everything done, and I'm thinking I'm getting it all done in good time, and that's awesome. That's what you want. You don't want to be rushing everywhere. So I really do hope this helps someone. Like with me, I'm an A-type personality, and I think a lot of people who follow me are A-type personalities, and they're like I don't know if it stands for achiever, but it's like someone that's driven to achieve, maybe with the career, or maybe with performance in the gym, or maybe with a sport, something like that. And A-type people cram in, like I've learned this off my mum. My mum's an A-type, and that's where I've got it from. A-type people try to cram as much into life as they can. So it's always pushing the fucking boundary, pushing the boat out, getting more done. And sometimes that can come to a point of where it's overloading you, and you put pressure on yourself to get things done and be at a good level in every area in your life. And I think a lot of people that follow me are of that type of personality. So I think it'll help a lot of people. If you're just a chilled out person and you're someone who watches telly all night and you're not putting yourself under pressure and you don't want to put yourself under pressure, that's cool, that's fair enough, isn't it? You might just follow my post because you like the training tips and banter and all that stuff. But I think a lot of people are pretty similar to me. They seem to be anyway, crazy gang. So anyway, peace out, have a good day, guys.